This is Hoon-sang, and he just learned he got cheated on like my boy iShowSpeed. The worst part about this is that his girlfriend FaceTimed him to let him know she let a richer guy enter her fresh bakery and now she's dumping him. But here's the thing, bro is so broke that he ate ramen noodles 24/7 just so he could afford being a part-time simp. Turns out that was a waste of money, and now the only thing Hoon-sang can remember is his dad's advice on putting his body to good use. Unfortunately, his dad's life force went to zero a year ago, and now he's decided to follow his advice by becoming a construction worker. However, things don't go according to plan as he keeps getting treated like absolute trash, and the pay is worse than he imagined as he can't even afford a McDonald's Junior chicken meal. Regardless, things are about to look up for our boy as Hoon-sang doesn't know his dad signed him up for something he never really expected over a year ago. And ever since his dad's anime-style disappearance into the void, bro has been secretly watched by a secret organization full of 10 out of 10 girls that is specifically looking for the next chosen one. The one that wields the greatest weapon ever. Anyways, after eating some more ramen for his dinner at a nearby convenience store, Hoon-sang heads back home busy thinking about how he wished to be a big stepper. Underground methods like a big dog, but he's stuck living like a normie, forever stuck doing the same thing for money over and over again. But as if it was destiny, the purple-haired Bong Shell appeared out of nowhere and purposely bumped into him while giving him the sneaky link look, making his heart flutter instantly, allowing Hoon-sang to forget about his misery just for a few seconds. A few blinks later, she disappeared like my friend's hot Cheetos dust on their fingers whenever they finish up a gaming session, where Hoon-sang then realized that the mystery girl slipped him a sussy calling card informing him that he can call her number if he ever needs money. Now me personally, if this happened to me, especially if it was a pretty girl with a Brazilian dump truck doing it, then my Indian gift card scammer or Nigerian prince senses would absolutely blow off the charts, so he better watch out if he starts hearing "why did you redeem it" over and over again. Nevertheless, bro heads home and slumps over on the ground against a wall since he's broke as heck with no chairs. So he starts thinking about it, although he feels as if the vibes are off since why would such a beautiful girl coincidentally bump into him the same day his girlfriend broke up with him. So as he keeps thinking about it, his mind can't shake the image of the girl who's totally his type, so things don't look like it makes sense for him, making him wonder if this girl is somehow 2 steps ahead like my boy skinny Nico Avocado. Fast forward 2 minutes later, blood began rushing down his Mount Rushmore after thinking too hard about the girl, so he ends up calling the number since what could go wrong as bro already got nothing except a fat zero in his bank account. However, as he rings up the number, Hoon-sang began to think that he just got pranked bro because no one answered and the only thing that he heard was a beep before the call abruptly ended. Surprisingly, after the beep, he got an alert from his bank that he received the equivalent of $10,000 USD, making him profusely sweat just like me on the toilet when I eat too much spicy food. Nonetheless, after stopping for a few moments to take it all in, bro pulls out a big brain move to actually check his bank account to make sure everything is real, and much to his disbelief, his balance actually updated instantly. Our boy then continues to freak out, busy thinking about how much he could spend on DoorDash now and how much Robux he can buy with leftover money, as he wants to get dripped out to show off to his online friends, but there's a catch. He can get another 10 bands if he simply accepts the offer to work with the mysterious purple girl. As such, Hoon-sang quickly pulled out his 169 words per minute typing skills to reply with sure, and upon sending it, he instantly received another $10,000 to his bank account without him having to physically exert himself. Confused as to how they even got his correct bank account, bro doesn't question it and instead began jumping up and down as he can't believe he just made 2 years worth of his salary in seconds, and if he wants more, he just has to show up to meet her at 10 p.m. sharp tomorrow. Fast forward to the next day, we find Hoon-sang visiting his mom at a care facility, and like a good perfect son that is totally not involved with something very suspicious, he proceeds to pay his late fees but also ends up paying for an entire year in advance. After paying for everything like an absolute Chad, bro finally goes to see his mom, but it's revealed that she pulled the Spanish or English move on him, causing bro to freeze on the spot, but then she fell asleep and forgot who he is because she got dementia. And to make matters worse for our boy, after Hoon-sang's mom fell asleep, the nurse delivered some heart-wrenching news where our boy discovers that not only is her battle with dementia a losing war, but now she also procured some heart problems that requires more advanced treatments which costs a lot of money. 20 grand isn't enough, and that kind of money can barely buy a brand new iPhone Sigma Pro 420, so bro decides to lock in and head to the meeting spot just so he doesn't mess up his one-in-a-lifetime type of opportunity. Regardless, bro forgot he still has 6 bands in his bank account, so instead of taking the subway, he got stuck with his habit of running through sketchy alleyways at night, causing him to trip over garbage left and right as he tries his best to take every shortcut he can. Eventually, Hoonseng made it right outside his designated meeting spot with a mysterious purple girl barely on time, but he's shocked that the address left him at one of the fanciest hotels in the country. Of course, with time ticking down and bro not used to elevators, Hoonseng goes for the stairs and makes a scene by proceeding to run through like a maniac, pushing everyone aside, hoping he makes it before the timer ticks to 0. Clearly, his plan was very boneheaded, but it worked. He was too fast and too strong for any of the workers to slow him down for being a psycho, and upon following the instructions to a T, he ran into the same mysterious girl that bumped into him the day before. Now that he made it literally right on time, our boy stares directly into her soul while locking eye contact with her, where he then asks what he must do to make more money, as he's looking like he's more desperate than Danny Phantom. Fast forward a day later, Bro is in absolute disbelief after learning that his first job isn't going to make him do something sketchy like sell his liver or something. Instead, he must use his weapon of mass destruction to lay waste to people's bakeries in secret. As such, Bro finds himself super scared to ring the doorbell at a penthouse apartment worth more than $5 million, as he didn't expect he would have to use his missile to land a direct hit on a lady. Nevertheless, after pressing the doorbell, Hoonseng gets greeted by a lady in a robe who swiftly opens the door and orders him to follow her closely, without making any sounds since her baby just fell asleep nearby. Now don't worry guys, Hoonseng's face was just like us when he found out that he's forced to destroy the rice cake of someone taken and married, especially with a baby literally nearby, but our boy gotta make some sacrifices to make some bread, so he takes a deep breath and tries not to think about it. 2 seconds after trying his best to not think about it, the two instantly begin their sussy 1-versus-1 duel where Bro unravels his ender dragon, causing the girl to gasp in awe, allowing Hoonseng to finally understand what his dad truly meant when he said to put his body to good use. What's even crazier is that it only took a single sussy cheesy chili hot dog attack to almost wake up the baby in the adjacent room, as the only thing you could hear is a high-pitched noise once his missile locked onto the girl's defensive base. After landing a direct hit, the two pause for a second, causing the girl to shyly look away, as she never knew she had it in her to bark like iShowSpeed by accident, since she has never experienced a battering ram as strong as the nation of Hoonseng. Anyways, now that Bro knows the power he holds within his Prince Behemoth, he tells the girl to let him cook, and upon hearing his words, she quickly holds on for her dear life, knowing full well that the real roller coaster ride is about to begin. Within just 30 seconds of their sussy 1-versus-1 duel, the girl admits utter defeat after witnessing milk appear out of nowhere, causing her to get up and ask how old our boy is, allowing us to learn that she's only 2 years older than Hoonseng. She also reveals that her real name is Woojin, and since they are basically the same age, she threatens him to never call her ma'am again, as she's only 27. And it's not like the milk jugs nearby would cause her to age over 40 years in 1 second. Nonetheless, shortly after introducing herself to our boy, the sussy tables quickly turn when Woojin the banana girl swaps attacking positions with our boy, allowing her to take control of the duel as she begins riding into battle like a force that could not be reckoned with. And just like that, Hoonseng's mind is blown, as he never knew someone could be so amazing that his mythical fruit actually activated and awakened by growing past its physical limits like a super limit break, so he tries his hardest to make sure his science experiment volcano does not explode. So now it's Hoonseng's turn to try and hold on for his dear life, as Woojin began relentlessly attacking his uninvolved beldam at full force, and to top it all off, she began channeling her orange squeezing techniques, making it even more difficult for our boy. Eventually, hard eyes began to populate on Woojin eyes faster than I could rank on Valorant, so we all know this old-timer is experiencing absolute bliss thanks to the weapon of mass destruction that our boy was luckily born with. Nonetheless, after watching Woojin get crazier by the second, Bro ends up realizing she's speeding up her attacks faster than the speed of light against him, as she wants him to call her beautiful to help her reach the climax of his Mount Rushmore. As such, our boy rewards her intense swordsmanship skills by complimenting her over and over, and upon doing so, she instinctively got close and locked eye contact before they continued on with some air-to-air combat, whilst Hoonseng's Costco hot dog charged on forward. So now, with time quickly fleeting faster than an unguarded candy bowl at someone's front porch during Halloween, it started to get too real for our boy, so he ends up following the footsteps of his idol Goku and began charging up his final Super Spirit Bomb against Woojin. He's then able to land a super effective direct attack, causing his out-of-this-world anime blast to absolutely fill up Woojin's time chamber to its absolute limit, marking the end of their first 1-versus-1 duel. After completing their sussy 1-versus-1 duel, Bro is forced to learn how to be a babysitter for just a couple minutes, as Woojin needed to clean up after their ordeal. And since she didn't know how to be quiet, she accidentally woke up the little homie next door. However, upon Woojin finishing up cleaning their mess that exploded all over her special time chamber, she walks back into the living room only to find herself looking like she fell in love again, as she didn't expect our boy to be Alpha Skibbity Rizzler thanks to his upgraded skills in relation to the young ones. So now with his first job basically complete, Bro stays with Woojin for a moment to make sure she could administer some food in a very family-friendly way, and let's just say he waited out the entire moment whilst busy sneaking a peek every couple seconds. In the end, as our boy continues to stare, Bro starts having some post-explosion jutsu clarity, making him think about the husband of Woojin, and whether or not this is the right thing to do just so he could make some bread to save the life of his mother. Nevertheless, after completing his mission, Bro starts having flashbacks back to home base where he got to meet the mastermind behind his recruitment, and it's the same blonde girl that his father met exactly 1 year ago. There, she began yapping about a special city he's going to be assigned to as a master destroyer they call Bantam City, the city where all the world's elites have decided to congregate, and which includes Elon Musk and Taylor Swift. But the only way for anyone to get in is a special card that will act as a key to open the gateway to the rich people land, and without it, he's just your normal Joe that knew nothing of secret society. And as long as he has this key, he will act as a special gift for the VIPs that live inside the fantasy land of Bantam City. So let's just hope Bro ain't going to get unlucky and get ganked by a VIP that happens to be a dude. Regardless, back to the present, Woojin falls asleep on our boy's shoulder after giving her kids some special milk and no cereal, allowing Hoonsang some more time to himself to think about whether or not he should continue rice cake smashing for crazy amounts of money. However, his gaze accidentally lands on some farmer market's melons right beside him, causing his banana tree to rise from the ground, and even though he tried to stop and hide the sussy Fire Nation attack, it instantly woke up Woojin as she felt the scent of a Master Clapper's pet dragon wake up. Now that she's fully awake again, thanks to his Prince Behemoth rising up from the ashes like a majestic phoenix, Woojin blushes profusely before asking our boy if he's ready for a round 2 of the rice cake destroying, since it was his words, not hers. At this point, the sun has already set, so it looks like Hoonsang has been with VIP Woojin for at least 6 hours, and throughout the entire time her husband didn't even attempt to contact her once Bro says screw it, let's go for another battle round. With a brand new sussy 1 vs 1 duel now underway, Woojin goes for her patented killer combo she named the legendary Ultimate Mountain Dew Slurpee drinking technique, as she wants to pay back our boy for rewarding her greatly in their last duel, so now it's time for Hoonsang to be the main focus in their 1 vs 1. As such, Miss Woojin continually took on the impossible feat of destroying our boy's ultimate weapon with slow and very precise movement deep into enemy territory, which proved to be quite successful thanks to the face Hoonsang made, trying his best to cosplay Bella Porch's iconic faces. Nonetheless, with Woojin non-stop attacking Bro's broadside main cannon at night, with the most epic of proportions, unidentified liquid began dripping on the ground and even spraying onto nearby furniture like the $1 million couch, sending multiple arrangements and toys to scatter throughout the penthouse. Eventually, time pushed forward another few hours, but we end up finding the two still going at it with their intense anime-style duel taking place everywhere, including the kitchen island, the bathroom number 5, and literally every other room you can imagine. Even a gaming room and her RTX 4090 were not spared the absolute destruction left in their sussy wake. So Bro ends up having to take a breather to ask what kind of husband would leave behind one of the greatest wives he's ever seen. Unfortunately, as Hoonsang questions Woojin's husband's true motives, as no sane man would happily vacate their relationship with a lady as perfect as her, especially ones equipped with very Brazilian-style dump trucks, Bro remembers that his job is to just be a present and nothing else, so he shuts up and continues their duel. This time, though, he decides to use his special Dragon Z move for a way better and cooler beam, since he wants to finish the night with something Woojin will forever remember, as Bro feels bad that she feels lonely and had to call in his help. Now finished with his first job ever, Bro gets rated 6 stars out of 5 without a single hesitation. But upon waking up the very next day, our boy decided to just go being chilling. But his ex tries to hit him up, and since Bro is now a Sigma, he moved to quickly block her from his life. And since we all know how the saying goes, once a cheater, always a cheater even on Roblox, so I am happy Hoonsang did not transform back to his sim self. And as if Lady Luck was smiling upon him, he instantly receives a phone call from his new boss after blocking the heck out of his old girlfriend. It's then revealed that the boss had very good news for him. So once he learned the news that Woojin successfully leveled up by getting rid of his husband through a fast divorce, Bro showed up to gank her in person just so he could congratulate her personally. Bro even brought flowers for her, as he can't believe the city actually granted a quick divorce, and to top it all off, they awarded her with a huge lump sum, so the first things out of her mouth is her asking our boy for more rice cake destroying. Of course, Hoonsang can't refuse her offer now, since not only is he getting paid handsomely, but he's also lost all his problems in dueling Woojin as she no longer has a partner in crime legally. Nevertheless, back at the secret society home base, it's revealed that the only reason the quick divorce happened in Bantam City is because Woojin's husband was caught in 4K with another woman in broad daylight, without the dude even realizing that he was getting tailed by a photographer. And since Woojin's father happens to be Bantam City's mayor, they did not want any negative press coming out, so they swiftly moved to make the divorce as clean as possible, whilst also trying their best to get Woojin the biggest bag ever. So now that their separation is legally finalized, the girls were able to relay the news to a very happy Hoonsang, but the purple-haired girl, which we learn is named Yuna, wasn't very fond of the idea of informing him of what happened since she doesn't seem to trust our boy. However, the big boss equipped with very large twin pyramids of Giza originally felt the same way, but after his first ever mission completion, there's no denying that Hoonsang has very large potential, especially since he was the main catalyst to actually get Woojin to sign off on going after her husband as she initially did not want to. Anyways, now that the secret society luckily drafted the #1 prospect in over a decade, the big boss lady had the great idea to hand him off directly to Yuna, so she could help him transform into the most effective weapon the world has ever seen. After hearing that she's now stuck with him, she tries to weasel herself out of the plan, but she ends up getting offered twice the money she makes now as long as she agrees to be his manager, just so he could actually reach his true potential.